I did it. 13.1. Done. Good morning. It's race weekend. It is currently Saturday and it's 8:30 in the morning. We are about to drive from Portland to Eugene. I'm in the car right now. Clark is getting us some coffee and breakfast. But yes, we are driving to Eugene. I am running the Eugene half marathon and I'm so excited. I think it's going to be very nostalgic for me because the last time I drove to or from Eugene was when I graduated from University of Oregon, and I left very unexpectedly because of COVID. So I didn't really get any closure, but I'm really excited to be back there, and that's part of the reason why I chose this half marathon when I was like researching which one to run, was because I actually started training for my 5K that never happened because of COVID in Eugene, and I just like started my running journey in Eugene at U of O. So I feel like it's like a very full circle moment because when I started running, I could not run 1 mile without stopping. I'm very excited. I have to say, I feel like I am feeling ready and I feel very like at peace and just like calm. And I'm normally a very, very nervous person when it comes to events like this or like competitive things. Like way back in the day in middle school and high school, if I had like a cheer competition, or elementary school, I did taekwondo, I would literally want to throw up the morning or like the days leading up to any sort of competition. Anything that like required me to like perform or like do things in front of other, like I was such an anxious competitor. And mind you, like I was never like the all-star of cheer like at all. I've always been known as like somewhat unathletic, but here we are. And I just remember feeling like before a cheer competition, I would literally have to like sit in the bathroom and just be like, I am gonna throw up, or I would. But for some reason, actually, I feel like I know the reason. It's because I know I've done the training and I know that I can do it. And like running to me is just like such an outlet, and I just like feel so at peace. Like I know that whatever happens tomorrow, like I'm not shooting for a certain time. I just want to finish it, and like I'm literally going out there to have so much fun, and it's like something that I did completely for myself, and I just feel like I'm just gonna go out there and run 13 miles. Like it's just like another long run to me. I'm not thinking about it as this like big competitive thing, and I know I'll be nervous in the morning, but I just feel very calm, and it's not like I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to finish. Like I know I'm gonna finish. I feel very confident in like the best way, not in like a I'm gonna finish in however many, like no, I just feel like excited and ready to do it. I feel like I've waited so long because of the pandemic to run a race, and I'm just pumped. I'm pumped. So we're gonna drive down to Eugene, and I will update you guys when we get there and like I pick up my bib and everything. So let's get on with it. Okay, we just picked up the bib. It was very chaotic in there. I also got a race shirt, and then I bought another Nike shirt. I can show it later. But it was chaotic in there, but we got everything picked up, and now we're gonna go eat something, and he said he didn't want to be in the vlog, but sorry. Anyways, that's the update. Feeling very excited. We just checked into our hotel, and it's like a brand new hotel in Eugene, and our room is literally massive. I think we got a real wheelchair accessible room, but you come in the front door and we have this huge bathroom, big shower, really nice area here, and then this room is literally an apartment. Like there's microwave and fridge, and then king bed, TV, mirror, hello, and Clark's already sprawled out on the couch, but like there's this entire separate living area that's so nice. And we just had lunch. I ate in the car. We went to Market of Choice, and I got myself some sushi because they had my favorite sushi there. Clark got a salad, and now we're just chilling. We don't have any plans, but like I said, Clark's brother lives here, so we're probably gonna see him this afternoon and just chill out and relax. Hello, it is the night before the race. It's 8 o'clock. I forgot to vlog all this afternoon, but we didn't do anything too exciting. We went for a walk around campus, which was quite nostalgic. We met up with Clark's brother and saw him for a minute, and then Clark is currently playing basketball with them and a couple friends right now. And then I am back at the hotel. I just did some stretching. We went to P.F. Chang's for dinner. It was delicious. I just got rice, chicken, and broccoli, playing it on the safe side just in case. And I did some stretching, and now I'm getting into bed because I want to get a good night's sleep. But everything is prepped and ready for the morning. The race starts at 7, so we're leaving pretty early in the morning from the hotel, and I'm just excited. So I guess I'll see you when I finish or when I'm starting. I don't know when I'm gonna vlog, but we'll see. Good morning. I'm trying to be quiet because Clark is still asleep, but it's race day. We're leaving in like 30 minutes. I'm trying to stay calm, trying to stay relaxed, and I don't really have much else to say. I'm just getting ready, meaning putting my hair in a ponytail and trying to use the bathroom as much as I can before we get there. But we have a Uber or Lyft picking us up from the hotel to take us to the start line in 30 minutes. So that's the update. Hi guys, we're at Hayward. I'm freezing. But it's 6:30. Is it 6:30? I hope it's 6:30. And I'm gonna like do some stretching and warm up, I guess. But we're just chilling and ready to go soon. And I'm freezing and I'm shivering. I gotta go. Clark made a sign. The best motivator. I did it. 13.1. Done. We're back at the hotel. The race has been run. I think I got a very chaotic shot at the finish line, but we did it. I am planning on doing a full recap of the race, but it went so well and it was amazing. So I'm in the best mood, and this guy was my biggest cheerleader, which was so fun. So I will check back in later on, but just wanted to say I'm alive, I'm well, my legs are feeling okay. We're back, I'm recovering, and I'm here to answer as many questions as I can get through. You're gonna have to excuse the mess that is our house right now because we are moving on Friday. So just ignore all of the Home Depot boxes, not sponsored by Home Depot, but if they want to reach out to me, feel free. But yeah, we did it. We ran the half marathon, and I have quite a bit to say. I'm gonna keep it pretty just like casual. I know a lot of you guys had some questions, so I am just going to talk through it and make it concise if I can and answer questions along the way. After the race, like 5 minutes after, I put a note in my phone called post half marathon thoughts, and I literally just like dumped out everything that I thought of. And I highly recommend, that's actually one of my first tips, is to just like, I know a lot of people keep a running journal. I also think that is something that I would love to do, but I just wanted to like remember everything, and like I was just soaking in crossing the finish line, but I was like, I want to remember all of this. So I wrote down all of my thoughts. So I'll start from the beginning, and a lot of you guys asked, like, was I nervous? How did I feel going into it? And I talked about this a little bit in the car on the way there, which you'll see in the vlog. But I felt really calm and really prepared, and I do feel like the training plan that I followed which was the Hal Higdon Novice 1 plan, fully prepared me for this race. And I also wrote down that mindset is everything. Like during the race, a positive mindset literally changes the whole thing. Your body is fully capable. It becomes a mind game. Like at mile 6, 7, 8, it was kind of a blur for me. And it was just like a battle mentally of like, I can keep going. I've done the training. Trust your training. It was just like, just telling your mind to like push through. And it's hard when you're out there. I'm kind of skipping around, but miles 6 to 8 were more of a blur for me because there wasn't a lot of crowd support during that time, and you really were out there on your own. When I was out on the course, like I was one of the few people actually that wasn't running with either like a partner, a buddy, a family member, or just like a group of people. Like I was out there on my own, and that was part of the battle, was when there wasn't a lot of crowd support and it was just like me, myself, and I. It was truly just me in my head. And I was just focused on getting to past mile 8 because I knew that Clark was waiting at mile 9, which if you're going to run a race, have some support with you. Like my support was everything. I knew that my parents and my friends were tracking me on the live tracker during the race. So that was in the back of my mind. Like every time I would pass a mile marker, I was like, oh, they just got a notification that I passed mile so-and-so. So that was like motivating. But knowing Clark was at mile 9, he was at the beginning and he was at mile 9 and then he was at the finish with his brother. And just knowing like, okay, when I get to mile 9, I'm going to pass Clark, I'm going to throw on my shirt, and I'm going to get some motivation, and then I'm almost there. So I highly recommend either having somebody come with you or at least having people track you behind the scenes so that you can get that external motivation. But as much as it was a mental battle, it was like I ran this race for myself. There was no one telling me to do this. Talked about my running journey a bit on TikTok and on here, and no one was making me do this, and I was just like grateful that I got to do this for myself for my first race, because I know, spoiler alert, I have 2 more half marathons coming up, one this year and one in the beginning of 2023. So I was really grateful that this was my very first half marathon and that I just got to do it for myself. It is something that I will truly never forget, and the feeling of crossing the finish line, I can't compare. Like I'm still coming down from like the high of it. Like all I wanted to do was talk about it, and like by now my family's probably like, okay, we didn't run this race, but like it's just the craziest feeling. And now I understand when people say you get addicted, because I want to sign up for so many more. And part of that was like my training. Like I was extremely meticulous on the training that I did. I never missed a day. I moved some days around where like I didn't feel like running 5 miles that day, so I switched it for like a 2 mile or a rest day. But I never missed a day, and I kept up with the exact mileage that week. And you have to be consistent. You really do. Getting into what I wore, I asked you guys on TikTok for some advice, and then there was a slight weather change the morning of the race, so I decided to go with this outfit, and I'm so glad that I did, because the other outfit, this outfit, was super cute. Don't get me wrong, it was a little matching set moment, but when I put it on, something felt uncomfortable to me, and it was much colder than I had anticipated. So wearing that short sleeve, I would have been so cold at the beginning. So what I did was I wore the blue shirt outfit, and then when I got to the starting line, I was wearing this black Nike crew neck over the top of that, and I was cold. And then once the race started, I took off that black crew neck. I gave that to Clark. I also saw people just like kind of dropping them, and they donate them later. And then I just had on the leggings in the blue Peloton dry fit shirt. And then I think about just before mile 9, just before I saw Clark, I was like fully warm, and like I was like, okay. And I took off that, and I just had the sports bra on. Perfect outfit. Like shed your layers. Don't start with something, unless of course you live somewhere really warm. But I would recommend starting knowing that you can peel off layers as you go, because I think if I had worn that other outfit with the white short sleeve, I would have been freezing. So that was a really good decision. And on shoes, I trained mostly in my Pegasus, and then I ended up wearing the Vaporfly, I will insert a photo, Vaporfly Next Percent 2s. And I wore those a few times during my training, in a couple runs outside to like obviously break them in, and I loved them. I thought they were a great shoe to race in. They're not a great shoe to train in all the time, but they were a great race shoe. My toenails pretty much survived. We have one that is a little black, but I feel like that's inevitable. I also wore my flip belt, which was amazing. I love my flip belt. I've talked about it before. I held my phone in it, and I also held my fuel for the race, which is what I'm going to talk about in a second. And then I used my Aftershokz Aeropex headphones, which I've also talked about before in this video that I'll link up above. They are ear induction headphones, so I was able to hear everything that was going on around me and also listen to my playlist and the Nike Run Club app. So I chose the half marathon run on the Nike Run Club app, and Coach Bennett was there the whole way. He coached me pretty much all through my training and through my long runs, and the half marathon run was a really great run on Nike Run Club. He did not talk the whole time. I think that would have driven me a little crazy, but he checked in at all the right spots. So like mile 6, 7, 8, when I was like, oh man, he was like, hey, I'm here to tell you you're doing great and you can do this, and this is a mental battle, and think about how far you've come, and don't, you know, I'm talking about him as if we're friends or something, but that was great to listen to, and my playlist was extremely curated. I knew about how long it was going to take me to finish based on my long runs in training, and I know how long it takes me to run a mile roughly, so I was able to time out the playlist to play certain songs at certain points, which helped so much. I got to mile 8 and I was like, oh man, you know, again, mental battle. And then right when I hit that, Don't Stop Believin' came on by Journey, and I was like, problem solved. Like, the timing of my music, I have to credit myself on that. It was solid. My race playlist is probably on the more eclectic side. It didn't really have a theme. Like, we went from Disney music to Eminem, but it worked for me. It was songs that I had trained with. It is songs that motivated me. I am willing to share the playlist maybe if somebody really wants it, but it's almost personal and a little bit embarrassing at parts. So I will share it if you really want to see it, but it really helped. So I highly recommend like fine tuning a playlist that works for you, because it was just like so motivating to be like, okay, at mile 11, Eye of the Tiger is going to come on and we're going to do this. Like, we're going to finish this race. Like, I just knew it. So if that is something you like to do in like terms of music, I know some people listen to podcasts, but yeah, I had the playlist on and then the Nike Run Club thing on my phone. I also used a Peloton class to warm up at the start line. I put on Robin's like 5-minute pre-run warm up and just ran through that while I was waiting to start. So like I said, I used my flip belt to carry my fuel, which was just a couple Rice Krispie treats. All along the course they had bananas, they had goos, and they had a couple other things, and goos have just never sat right in my stomach. I used one trial during an 8-mile long run during my training, and it just didn't sit right with me, and I know Rice Krispie treats never fail me. So I had a Rice Krispie treat at mile 6 and a Rice Krispie treat at mile like 9.5. The 9.5 one was purely because I was like, well, I might as well eat this. I didn't really feel like I needed it, but I just wanted to eat it anyway. And they gave me a little boost of energy. I do feel like if I was running a marathon, I would probably have to figure out a better fueling situation, but it's what worked for me. And before the race, I had my regular oatmeal with blueberries and dates and a cold brew from Starbucks. Nothing out of the ordinary. And the days leading up to the half marathon, I was super careful about what I was eating. I didn't eat anything that I wouldn't normally, and I kept it super simple just because I know I'm a nervous person. I know my stomach can sometimes wrong me at the wrong times. So I was eating rice, chicken, yogurt, fruit and vegetables. Like, I just really did not want to mess things up for myself because I had done a few long runs where I had had Handel's ice cream the night before, and I had regret about that. So I kept it very simple. And then I grabbed water from one of the water stations at mile 6 to go with my Rice Krispie treat. And then there was like the noon hydration stops, and I had some more water at mile 10. And then after the race, I had a ton of electrolyte water, a ton of water all throughout the rest of the day. But that was my like in-race fueling. Highly recommend the Flip Belt. It fit everything. Probably could have added some more things as well. I had 2 watches on the whole race, which I also do right now. My Apple Watch I had connected to the Nike Run Club, and then my Coros watch, which I am obsessed with now, to track. And the only reason I did that is because I knew I wanted to listen to the Nike app, and it was just like I already had them both on. And neither of them, they both lined up together, but neither of them lined up fully to the actual race mile markers officially, because there's like a little bit of a gap between when you start, and just like it's not going to calibrate distance exactly, but it was close enough, and I just wanted to see like my stats after. So I love the Coros. It told me all about my recovery. Like right now, I am about a day out from recovery, and it says I'm at 71%, and I need to wait another 24 hours to train hard, which I, by the way, am not doing anything. I got out for a walk this morning, and that was too much, and I have just been stretching. I've been using my muscle massager, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. It's amazing, and doing nothing, because I will get back into my normal fitness routine, but my body needs to recover and needs to rest, because the last like 3 miles of my race, I was running at a pace that I had never ran at before for that period of time. I'd only ever done speed work for short intervals, but never have I run at like an 8-minute mile pace for 3 miles straight. So that was a lot on my body. Which brings me to my next point, is everyone says you will run faster during a race and to not go out too fast. 100% true. I didn't go out too fast, which I was really proud of myself for. I hung back at the 3-hour 50 marathon pacer, because I was like, okay, if they're going to finish the marathon in 3:50, that's going to get me in under 2-hour half. So I stuck around there for a little bit, and I really focused on my form and just running calmly and confident in the beginning. And then I sped up, and I got progressively faster. So my first 2 miles were my slowest, which is exactly what I wanted to do. And I was so glad I did, because I saw so many people rushing at the start, and then by like mile 8 and 9, they were like dying. And I felt really strong the whole time. So I really do recommend not going out too fast, but you will run faster because the adrenaline is there, the crowds are pumping you up, like there's just a lot going on, and you're just so excited. So that was really fun compared to my training that I did completely on my own out in the Nike trails, like by myself with no motivation. A huge difference. Don't forget to smile during your race. I was smiling frequently, especially when certain songs came on. I had some mantras that were really just like, you know, from Peloton, like, you don't have to do this, you get to do this, like, you can do hard things. There's so many things that you can say to yourself and find your why to keep going. And I just found it very motivating the whole time. And finishing was, like I said, like epic, especially being in Hayward Field. Part of the reason I chose this half marathon was because I went to U of O, and it was just like a very historic event, and it has a huge connection to Nike and the brand. So finishing there was just like so epic. And afterwards, we pretty much drove home, like not too long after. We got some brunch, and then sitting in the car for 2 hours was a bit rough. Getting out of the car, I was like, oh gosh, I do recommend continuing to move a little bit after the race. And some of you guys asked like how sore I was. Very sore, especially this morning, which was the day after. And now I'm feeling a lot better. Like I said, I got for a walk. I went in the hot tub. I've been using my muscle massager. And a lot of you guys are also asking, will I do a marathon? Will I do it again? Marathon, yes, but not yet. Like I said, have signed up for an October half marathon. and a January half marathon, and I'm trying to see if I can do something, maybe a 10K between now and October. And then I think a marathon will come in 2023. Crazy to say that, but I'm addicted. It's so fun, and it's just like crazy what your body can do, and just like thinking about all of the time and energy and effort that went into training, like it pays off. It feels so freaking good to finish. And that night I went to Handel's Ice Cream, duh, and I just like reveled in the enjoyment of like this. For a medal, a bib, I got a sticker, I got a t-shirt, and I paid to do that, and I would do it again. So that hopefully will answer a lot of your questions. I'm more than happy to do another video, and I'm sure this will not be the last time I talk about running, for sure. And if you have other questions, leave them down below. Thank you all so much for the support this past week, and also in terms of my training. Like, so many of you have followed this journey for so long and have been commenting along the way on here, on Instagram, and on my TikTok. And I just want to say thank you so much, because it was so motivating to know that you are all so supportive, and it's so fun. So let's do it again eventually after I recover. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all next time.